Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the Valentine Heart Scarf where there's bobble hearts that are coming out of the project, and it is really quite beautiful in order to look at it. It is a one-sided pattern, so these bobbles only appear on one side, which makes this pattern very easy to follow. Lots of words that you see here, but you know what? Yarn Inspirations comes to the day and saves us every time, especially on the harder patterns like so. There's a diagram for us to follow. So we're going to show you here the diagram. You can see here's the repeat, and let me zoom right out right now. Let me show you exactly what that looks like as a whole. And so we're going to repeat rows 1 through 22, and then the hearts will start all over again. Here's a tip. Maybe 1 through 22 is one color. The next color is then 1 through 22 is something else. So you could actually have a multicolored heart idea as well if you really wanted to do that. So it's almost like a deck of cards. So what I'm going to show you today is how to do all of this work. It's really quite easy to be able to do it, and Jeannie whipped this up in no time as well, and this is a heart scarf in order for you to enjoy. So let's get started. For today's tutorial, it's recommending a 5.5mm size eye crochet hook today. Whatever yarn that you choose, just make sure that the yarn matches the hook in order for you to stay in balance. So you can pretty much choose any yarn, just stay within balance of this scarf. So let's begin, and let's pull up your yarn now, your crochet hook, and let's start using this diagram in order to complete this pattern. So as we go to start this pattern, we're going to just do a certain amount of chains, and that's on the pattern itself, and it's really quite easy. There's 26 chains to begin, and then we single crochet ourselves back. If you're ever confused, on the top is the stitch key, just like so. So everything that is represented here is in here, and in the pattern it tells you what a bobble is if you're not sure at that point. So we're going to single crochet ourselves across, then we're going to come back, chain up 3, which counts as a double crochet, and double crochet back. So every time you see that there's a oval shape that's turned over like this, that just means it's a chain up 1. So whenever you go to start a row, for example, this is the chain, so this is the row, and you'll go this way. So this time there's 3, you'll go that way. So you're just gonna snake your way in order to do it. These bobbles appear on the front side of the project and only happen every other row once we get to that. So without further ado, let's grab our yarn now and let's get started. So let's get started. Today we are going to start off with our beginning chain. The heart works within a certain count, and 26 is that magic number. So with that on your hook, just start chaining. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Go all the way to 26 for me. Meet me back here in just a moment. So let's begin our foundation row in order for us to get started on this pattern. Second chain from the hook. So just look to the hook and count back to the second, and I want you to insert into the back loop only of that second chain, pull through and pull through 2. That's a single crochet, and continuing with the chain upside down, just do 1 single crochet in each stitch in the chain all the way back, and make sure you get them all, and I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm all the way back, and now I'm gonna turn. So that was the foundation row number 1, and we're gonna do the second foundation row. So we'll never revisit these ones once again. So these are the only time that it will appear in this as we get started. So you'll notice that the repeat pattern doesn't include these last 2 rows. So chain up 3, which counts as a double crochet, and then coming into the next stitch, just double crochet. So just double crochet into the next stitch, and all stitches all the way down to the other side. So just double crochet across, please. So now we've just double crocheted ourselves across, looks great, and now we're gonna turn our work and go back in the other direction. So on the chart, what happens is that this is the starting of where the bobbles are going to be forming, and this is, we're gonna come back into this particular row that we're about to do later on, but not quite yet. So every other row is a single crochet, but you gotta watch out for those chain spaces in order for the bobbles to fit in. I'll explain more as we go. So chain up 1, and you want to single crochet in the first 12. So this is the first one, and you want to count out 12. So let's just start that. So just single crochet. So 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So here's the 12. So the bobble is gonna sit in this chain 1 space that we're about to create. So chain 1, skip 1, and then double crochet in all of the rest going all the way across. So what's gonna happen eventually, this particular chain that you just created is gonna be the home base for the bobble next time we come back in a different direction. So just continue to single crochet yourself all the way to the remaining end of this piece, and I will meet you back there in just a moment. So if you're following along on the chart, we're now moving up to row number 2 of the repeat pattern. So row number 2, just strictly chain up 3, and it's gonna be double crochets in everything except for this chain 1 space right over here. Okay, so just moving along, and when you get to that chain 1 space, what you have to do is you have to match it. So instead of crocheting into it, you just chain 1 and skip right over top of it. Okay, it's the home base of the bobble when we go to start doing the bobble work, which is the next round, or the next row, sorry. I've been doing a lot of round work lately meaning hats and stuff. So I'm just crocheting along and I'm paying attention to where that is coming, and using my fingertips can feel when it's coming. So if I don't actually say anything, it's probably because my fingers are doing all the thinking for me, and that's what crochet is, right? So here we go. The next one is right there. Okay, so it's missing, so chain 1, skip over this chain 1 space and double crochet right into the next stitch. So this space here matches the other chain 1 space right underneath, and then you're gonna double crochet yourself, continuing all the way across like so. So this is row number 2, and then we're gonna start the bobble work then in the next row. So the bobbles actually appear every time we do a single crochet row, and that's helpful for you to know for the future. So let's continue and carry on. So we're now about to start, and right now we have a chain 1 space here, we have the space right underneath, and we're gonna be accessing these for a bobble coming in this round. So every time we do a single crochet when we're working the hearts, it's always gonna be bobbling, and the bobbles will come back when we do the single crochet that way. So let's begin. So we're going to start off and we're going to chain 1, and now we're going to single crochet in the first 10. So let's count those out together. So you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So now you're gonna chain 1, and if you could just follow this on the diagram, it just makes complete sense. Skip 1 and single crochet into the next. But the next one after this is a bobble. So how you do the bobbles is that you wrap the yarn first twice. It's a treble, and you're going to go right into this chain 1 space right in here. You're just gonna come up and just grab onto it. Okay, so just watch again. So wrap the hook twice and go into that chain 1 space and grab onto it. Pull through 2 and 2, and hold the remainder. Don't finish that stitch. So there's 5 trebles that make up a bobble. So wrap it again twice, same stitch. Okay, pull through 2 and 2, and hold. And you want to collect it, and technically speaking there will be 6 loops on your hook by the time you get through all 5 of these, because the first one is the starting one that you started with. Okay, it's a starting chain. Okay, so you got 4 so far, and then we're gonna have 5 like so. Okay, so I have my 6 loops on the hook, you can see that. So pull through all of them like so, and that is your bobble, and then you just continue then to match what exactly you see. So the next one is a single crochet. So this is the chain 1 space right behind it, so go right to the next one, single crochet, but there's gonna be another bobble then right after, because we just created the chain 1 space on the other side. So chain 1, skip 1, and then single crochet yourself all the way remaining across. So just pay attention to where those are, and you can see that it really pops out. There's a lot of definition to these hearts, a lot of love poured into this heart really. So continue to single crochet just all the way to the end like so. So let's move up to row number 4. So you're gonna chain up 3, and it's gonna be double crochets across. But where are we not gonna double crochet? Do you remember? Anywhere that there's a chain 1 space. Okay, so if you look across, there was a chain 1 space right there. You're not gonna go into that one. You're gonna leave it empty, so you'll chain 1 when you go over top of it. You'll go into the next, top of the bobble, next, and then you'll skip it again, and etc. So let's just double crochet ourselves across. Just look at that diagram and just use that diagram to your advantage. That's why it's been created for you. for you to physically see the roadmap exactly where to go. But if you actually can look at the signs and where not to go, it makes your crochet a lot faster because your eyes can pick up and say, hey, you know what, I shouldn't go in there. So you should be technically counting if you wanted to, and the number I believe is 9. I believe it could be. Maybe I'm not so sure at this point. I think actually, sorry, it's 10. So it's 10. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. It is 10. So chain 1, skip over this chain 1 space. Okay, you're going to double crochet into the next. You're then going to double crochet in the top of the bobble, and you're going to double crochet in the next chain 1 space, or sorry, the next chain or single crochet. The next one is the chain 1 space, chain 1, and then just jump over that and just continue, just double crochet yourself across. So this time you just created your spaces. Okay, so you can see them there when you pull it apart, 1 and there, and the bobbles will then be jumping down into this chain 1 space down here, like so. So let's get to the end of this row and let me carry forward. So as we move up now, we're going for row number 5. So row number 5, again, we have to keep in mindful of making those chain 1 spaces like you did down here, but it's obviously going to be moved out, so you got to prepare for that for the future, and also you got to bobble down. So in this case there is going to be 8 single crochets before you're going to start that chain 1 space. Again, just look at the diagram and be able to follow and going across. So there's 1 2 3 and 4 and 5 6 7 and 8. So now that I have my 8, I'm going to chain 1, skip 1, and single crochet into the next, and then the next one is a bobble. So remember how to do the bobble. Wrap that hook twice, go into the chain 1 space like so, pull through 2 and 2, and hold, and do that again. And you're going to do that how many times do you remember? You're going to do that 5 times. That's what it says, and you'll get some really hefty bobbles coming out of your work, which I think you'll love. Just keep wrapping that until you get how many loops on your hook. Do you remember that? Okay, there's 5 now. I have to do it one more time. You need a total of 6, because the first one is kind of the starting one that you do. So once you get that done, pull through all of them. You're done that, and then just pull back the work so you can see this is the chain 1 space. You're going to single crochet into the next, just like that, and next, and you just keep doing it until you see the chain 1 space, which is here, which is where another bobble is going to be. So you just start bobbling down 2 rows below, so you can really blaze along. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to leave the rest of this for you. The diagram is available, and I've got a link in the more information of this video to be able to follow, and you can see how to follow that diagram in order to count the number of stitches that you need. I've just showed you how to do the bobble work. I gotta wrap it one more time, and it really is not a hard pattern to be able to follow if you would like to do it like this as well. So just like that, and then you're just going to then continue to single crochet yourself across. But remember, because this is that special one, okay, so we have to make room for that single crochet that's over here. So it's just single crochet, chain 1, and single crochet. So you skip 1 and go into the next one. So just watch that on the particular pattern as you go, and when I come back I'm gonna actually continue to do this off camera and see how far I get and see what kind of damage I can get myself into. But reality is that this is not a hard pattern. Just continue to use that, and you can see that these hearts are going to be popping out of your work in no time. So I'll see you back here in just a moment. So I'm back, and I now have my sample done. You see the hearts bobbing out. If you've ever seen words done in bobbles, this is kind of how it's done. Really quite easy to follow. You just gotta follow the graph in order to make it work. So usually when this kind of idea is provided, they have a graph. So the other side here is completely flat. The bobbles are all on the one side, just like you see here. Really quite fabulous and wonderful. So until next time, I'm Mikey on behalf of the Crochet Crowd, as well as yarnspirations.com. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.